Hey, what's up? This is Diesel, and give me a second. We're just getting comfortable. Yes. Know all that. But what's up? This is Diesel, and okay. So watch the Survivor Series. Got to see my big dream match: Daniel Bryan versus Brock Lesnar. Highly impressed. Delivered for what they can do today. It's fair to say Bryan is not necessarily in his prime. He's definitely not who he was 2015 to 2012. But he still, I felt he stole the show WrestleMania, stole the show SummerSlam, and arguably stole the show this Survivor Series. And just a little quick rundown. I thought Survivor Series, the Queen Sleep. The Clean Sweep, whatever it is, what it is. I thought Seth Rollins versus Nakamura was very underrated. I actually rated 4.5 stars. No word of a lie. Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte really highly impressed me. One, let me know how great of a ring technician and wrestler Charlotte is. Number two, that for a rookie, Ronda Rousey's doing amazing. But yeah, and I liked how Charlotte turned heel. That's kind of funny. The fans actually booed Ronda. What's up, Lundrick? Yeah, I thought the heel turn was amazing. I actually thought it funny when the crowd actually booing Ronda. Okay, I'm seeing some people on the internet talk about Ronda go heel. I don't think they should do it. Don't do it yet. Don't do it yet. I feel that was just one city. I don't feel she's gonna get consistently booed. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I don't know. I don't think they should do it. I think it's still too early. Still too early. But yeah, now to Daniel Bryan versus Brock Lesnar again. I really feel if this happened at WrestleMania 31, this would have been a very fucking awesome match. This sure as hell would have been awesome too if it happened 2013 to 14. But yeah, like, I'm not gonna lie to you. You know what I loved about the Brock Lesnar Daniel Bryan match? When Brock Lesnar suplexed Bryan like hard, I thought Bryan was hurt. But you know what? They took our worries, capitalized off it, and they knew how to sell. MPS, I've said it before and I'll say it again, but now I'm saying it on camera. Brock Lesnar does not look that much bigger than Daniel Bryan. Like, yeah, he's not on the steroids, but Brock Lesnar 6'3", Bryan's 5'8", and Brock does not look that much bigger than Daniel Bryan at this point. I don't know. Is it just me or I swear Daniel Bryan looked like he put on muscle over the week. I don't know what it is, but he looked like he put on muscle over the week. I'm not accusing him of anything, but he looked like he put on a little muscle over the week for this. But yeah, is it one of my? I would love to call this my favorite dream match of all time that happened. But see, if this would have happened when Daniel Bryan was a babyface, Brock was a heel, and overthrowing David versus Goliath at WrestleMania 31 or whatever, then I would have rated this as my favorite dream match because did heel versus heel, last minute planning. Definitely one of, but my favorite dream match that happened of all time still goes to The Rock versus Booker T at SummerSlam 2001. I think Brock dropped weight probably for when he goes back to the UFC. Oh, absolutely, Lundrick. He has no choice because I remember he already got suspended and they're going to test him right there and then. And if he gets caught with steroids again in his system, they'll probably fucking ban him. But yeah, he definitely dropped weight. But also to just with the height factor, like so like when I'm standing next to my homeboys who are like 6'2", 6'3", like man's like I feel kind of small next to them. No, I'm kind of big too because I'm like 225 to 230, so they don't feel as big, but still. And in all fairness, me and Bryan were the same height, and he looks to be around. To me, he looks a legit 200 or 210 tops. But yeah, great match. It delivered, exceeded my expectations. They told a great story. The selling was phenomenal. Now, On to what I want to see 2019. Seth Rollins, now that he's an over as hell babyface and the most over male wrestler of all time. I mean, I'm sorry, 2018 all time. 20. I see some people talking about Becky more over than Seth Rollins, but you know what? I'm talking about with the dudes because you obviously cannot have Becky Lynch versus Daniel Bryan or any guy, because that's just not WWE today. They don't do that no more. But yeah, Seth Rollins is the most over male wrestler. And I'm seeing some people online debating that Daniel Bryan is the top heel. And how interesting would it be, guys, if let's say Roman Reigns gets lucky and comes back to Royal Rumble, gets his big cheer, and he faces Daniel Bryan, and you see Reigns get cheered and Bryan get booed? Just how interesting would that be? Like, just think back on where we were in 2015, and just think about that right now. How funny that sounds. Like, boy, I tell you, tables can turn in life. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. Never say anything's impossible. Some might be harder than others, but anything is possible. And seeing now Daniel Bryan's being booed and Reigns is being cheered, who would have thought that would have happened years later? I know I sure as hell wouldn't. But now that Bryan's heel, he's getting booed. Number one, he's doing a great job. And number two, he's still my favorite wrestler of all time. But yeah, Bryan's promo he cut on SmackDown, I'm highly impressed. So in PS, I don't ever want to hear anybody say that he cannot talk on the mic no more. He what's it called? What's that word I'm looking for? What's that word I'm looking for? But anywho, the point is he shut that down. Like, anybody who says he can't talk, go watch that promo. I don't want to hear that no more. Daniel Bryan can talk. I knew he could always talk. I just knew he had to say the right thing, or they just let him do his thing. And I like the new Daniel Bryan. Really digging it. But yeah, Bryan being arguably the top heel, Seth being the top babyface, both great in-ring workers. Seth Rollins, I feel, is at his like real all-time peak. Would I say Seth Rollins of 2018 is better than Seth Rollins in 2014, 15? Could be debatable. I don't know. You guys tell me. Do you think this year Seth Rollins' best year? Do you still feel it's 2015? You guys let me know. But yeah, these two, they're good. They have good chemistry in the ring. Their last match at 2014 was very good. For me, I wanted to see these two guys wrestle a little more. Selfishly, I kind of do want Seth Rollins to come to SmackDown. Cause I don't know, now that AJ Styles he's gonna sign a new contract and he wants a lighter schedule, I feel that like with AJ getting older, I'm just hoping that I don't ever end up saying I wish they did this match years earlier. Don't get me wrong, do I think AJ Styles is falling off in the ring? I don't feel so still because okay, last year the Survivor Series, you gave Brock one awesome match. He had an awesome match with Finn Balor. I feel the thing with Bryan right now is I just feel true with Daniel Bryan, how he wrestles more careful and he cannot be the man he used to be. Especially the Bryan Danielson when he was that guy in the mid 2000s. Daniel Bryan definitely cannot be that guy no more. Who knows? Maybe he might bust that out once in a blue moon, but nah, man, he can't do all that crazy stuff anymore. But yeah, Bryan versus Seth Rollins, I think would be one awesome feud. And I was saying earlier, the Seth Rollins and AJ Styles. I kind of hope they do it this WrestleMania. I wouldn't mind if they separate Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose and they're on separate shows. Because remember, like, yeah, it's cool, they're still feuding and whatnot, but we've seen them feud before. Now that Reigns is gone, I think it'll be even more of a breath of fresh air with one Shield members at home, one's on Raw, and one's on SmackDown. So no 2 out of 3 on one show or whatever. Now you have one Shield member on SmackDown and one Shield member on Raw. And also, too, speaking of SmackDown versus Raw, I gotta really say, guys, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Raw versus SmackDown revamped Survivor Series and it made it interesting for me again. And I love Survivor Series at this point just as much as WrestleMania. I swear to God. And I'm really, really, really loving the champions versus champions thing, and especially with the WWE champions. I remember a funny story, guys. I was really, really hoping at first that it was going to be Braun Strowman versus Samoa Joe champion versus champion. I think it would have been awesome. And then we get AJ versus Brock too. I mean, I was like, okay, but we wanted something new. Even what's it called? I'm gonna say that for WrestleMania. And then when they announced Bryan versus Brock, I'm like, you know what? Sure, there's no build, but you know what? I'm cool with this. Because remember, Becky Lynch is gone now. I just got punched in the face with Nia Jax. But yeah, I'm loving this champions versus champions match yearly thing. And one thing I like about it too has me saying, geez, who do I want to see have a champions versus champions match next year? I don't want to predict anything because I don't know who's going to win the Royal Rumble. I don't know who's going to win Money in the Bank. Even though it'd be a pretty cool idea for an ending for one of the champions match where they have a match and then whichever Money Bank winner comes in, whatever, and cashes in and becomes new champion. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah, hard to say prediction, but well, you know what? Who knows? Maybe, just maybe next year, if Seth Rollins is still at Raw and Bryan's still at SmackDown, we could have Universal Champion Seth Rollins versus the WWE Champion Daniel Bryan. I think that would be very cool. But I feel these with chemistry. I think Seth Rollins is a good talker as a babyface. I think Bryan's an amazing talker as a heel. I think this will 100% work. Do you guys hope that this happens next year in 2019? You guys tell me.